Hmm. So, guys, welcome, 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 welcome. How are you doing? I'm not gonna be up for too long because I'm quite tired. Sama baby, what happened? How? I was pressing my phone. Can you hear now? Anthony Nkemokpara, pop my money gun. How far? Did you visit? Where are you? How are you? I'm home. Okay. So I wanted to ask, boy Pikin or girl Pikin, which is more valuable, which is more important? I know people will start to say no, all children are equal, all children are valuable. Yeah, we know. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. But why do Igbo men? I don't know about Hausa, but I know say Igbo man and Yoruba man, if they not get son, they know they okay. I agree. That's why they have Opala. It's not like daughters are not important, but a typical traditional Igbo man will no get son. Believe say he never complete. Same thing with Yoruba. Yeah. Maybe because they believe he carries the name. I know sometimes I wonder. You get one of our security guards those days for Cool FM. It wasn't even a security guard, it was like a guard. The guy had 9 children, all girls. They say they fine boy. I come ask him, say, why you the fine boy? He say, so that they no go forget his name. I come they think, say, which achievement you get for your life? Which name will you get? Which name will you get? This this security work where you they do, now you don't want me to forget you. You understand? Isaac Newton did not have children. Nobody forgot his name. Mother Teresa did not have children. Nobody forgot her name. The Pope does not have children. I remember all the popes, Pope John Paul, Pope Benedict, all the ones we don't buy. Nobody forget them. How do you think that only a useless person can think that they will remember him through his children? Who remember um, Isaac Newton, Papa? We don't know him, Papa. We don't know him, Pikin. Now him we know. We remember people that contribute to the world. We know Bob Marley. Whether he born Pikin or he no born Pikin, we no go forget him. We know Fela. Whether Fela born Pikin or he no born Pikin, his name no fit ever end. I don't know if what I'm saying is making sense. Yes, sir. But over to you. I want to hear your side of the story.
Study. Opinion. Okay. Well,
Àti
the
story
difference
àti
of
opinion gbogbo ẹ̀. I want to ask you one question. If you are allowed to have only one child in your life, like that time in China where let's say make people born only one Pikin, waiting
Yeah.
you for prefer boy or girl?
Because I'm a woman, I would say a boy. But if I were a girl, then if I were a man, I would say a girl.
Okay, now imagine you have a husband and the two of you are allowed only one child. You know there was a time in China they had a one-child policy.
I didn't know that.
You don't remember?
Maybe.
You know, okay. Anyway, when I young, they had a one-child policy. So if you were told, and then you and your husband can only have one Pikin,
I would go with preference.
you go with your husband's preference.
Right. If I'm able to.
Hello, brother.
But I think that we would choose, and I know he may likely choose a girl, so I would choose a girl in that case. Because the the opposite gender attracts. The girls like their fathers, and the women like their mom. Sorry, the men like their mom, and the girls like their father. And come to think of it, in this generation, aside from the fact that, forefathers preferred the male gender, that way their lineage, and their name goes on. The truth right now is, as it stands, and everyone here would agree with me, that the boys care more about their father more than they care about the boys care more about their mom more than they care about their father. Now, the female children are the ones that look after their father more than the male children look after their father. So it goes opposite ways. But if you ask me my opinion, I mean, I have a girl. My daughter loves me a lot. Times I wonder if it would have been the same if he were a boy. I think it would have been the same too. So every child is good and important. It all depends, you know. But we just need to stop this whole idea of, I think it's because, I don't know, but let me say, growing up, I know this lady in her memory, by my house in the village, that I don't know how they came up, but I just know that the lady was getting pregnant and having kids, and we're having kids in the house. So I don't know how I think the woman married the lady. The woman had to go and marry another woman, something like that. So I never knew anything like that could happen. So the woman married a lady and brought into their family so that one would start having kids, bring a male child. Then along the line, the woman passed, and then her daughter that she had given birth to, she came with a time she was little. She claimed the mom, the late aunt or something, told her not to get married. She should stay home and be having kids for them so that their lineage will not close. And the girl, as I speak to you, had given birth to like 4 or 5 kids. Matter of fact, she was able to even give birth to a boy. The same boy that they longed over the years to have and they couldn't have in that family. I mean, story has it that they had done something in the past. I mean, the forefathers, they used to have like 7 or something boys, and they did something that was, they committed a crime or something like that, and they swore, the father swore, and then the boy started buying, and the 7 boys all died. So they never had any male child. But then somehow in this generation that I'm looking up, like this one I'm very sure of, the girl had kids in the house, and she ended up having a boy, something that they couldn't do over the years. So people like that, they feel like there is need for a male child. And this thing you just mentioned is very common in the low class. I'm sorry to say that, because for people who have their things together, they don't really care what gender they have. It's very common in when I mean low class, I mean low class. You look around, like you mentioned, most rich people don't even care if they have a boy or a girl.
I think most
You
people
just, like you said, one we don't get any shame when there, my name, my father's name. And you see that most of them, even when they don't take it seriously, see that their parents will be the one pushing them and making it look like it's very bad. And this person who is so eager to have a male child, women doesn't even have anything to, in fact, doesn't even have bicycle to his name. It's just that thing that is in their head that is shocking them. You know? I mean, if you ask me, that's what I would say. A child is a child.
Well put, very well put. Chai Chai Obama, over to you. Chichi, your mic is muted.
I can't even see her.
Chichi, we can hear you now. Go ahead, Chichi.
Yeah, I can't hear.
Okay, go out and let me bring you back in. My brother who is here, let's hear you.
Personally, I don't think it's a big deal whether you have male or a female. Personally, I would even prefer I got a female child first. I went to bring it into this world, not because of, but just to have a side chick, apart from my wife, try to run to probably when I get my wife this from not hoping I would, but like to have like a second wife in the house, like to go for some TLC when probably not in good terms with my partner. But I could understand people wanting the male child. They say things like having on the legacy and all. So that's still valid, but I'm not of the opinion that it has to be man to carry on your legacy. I know that was the thinking growing up, and that was the tradition probably. But personally, not of that opinion. Like I think if I had a female first child or whatnot, anybody carry on the legacy and carry on the names. I think I've seen situations where the female child keeps her father's name even when married. So yeah, not like that would be the first happening or it's another orthodox tradition per se. But it doesn't have to be male. Even as a man, I'm not picking the opinion that you have to have a male child first or anything. Which one is better? No, they are all children to me. Male or female, and we are all closer. Most times, the fathers are closer to their daughters. So, in all honesty, if I were to have kids and I had a female or a daughter first, sorry, power's out here. Please let me call you back and put the power on.
All right.
So I know I'm kind of close to my daddy as well as my sisters. We're all close to him. But then
Hello.
Wale Baba,
Daddy Freeze.
you were saying that you want me to bring back a topic. What topic was that exactly?
This one, I guess this one, but now you change it to girl Pikin. But I mean, I'm following what everybody's saying. I'll let the man finish, then I can quickly, chip in.
Okay.
I think he's taking a break right now. He's trying to fix his light, so you can talk.
Yeah, you
Okay.
can talk, my dear brother.
So, for one, we don't say one kid is better than one in terms of gender because we don't get to pick and choose. And eventually, if we do have either, what makes them real valuable children to us is how much we have done how much work we put in. If you raise your children right, you don't have nothing to worry about. Of course, people will say that, oh yeah, children were raised right, and then at some point in time, the children became something else. Well, I mean, you did something not too right too. It's as simple as the EF was saying it the other night when we talked about children being a blank page. What you put in them is what the final output will be. Because they learn by imitation. A right father, a right mother, doing the right thing, instilling discipline, letting them know this is where to go. Now, of course, by nature, they said the girls gravitate towards their father more and the girls towards their mother, well, some sort of way. But I mean, I've had situations whereby what mothers would do to children except for breastfeeding, I've done it with my kids. And I look at it from this angle that children just understand that. Even Yoruba said it. Pardon me, Sama baby. Yoruba sọ pé wá gbà kàrà wá gbà dùndú lọmọdé fi mójú ẹni. And what does that mean? You know, little candy here, small chocolate there is how children now being kids. Now, when you raise them from being children to, you know, young adults and to adult age, they cannot forget because these things will stick. The discipline, don't be by being mean. But when you say this is a no, you say no, they understand it. Then things you didn't let them do at some point in time that will not necessarily, make them be loved but be spoiled. When they realize it in their adult age, they will salute you quietly. So for me, and also, which child is more important? None. A child is a child. Yes. Which one, whether now, if you think say whether you get boy, now ain't gonna make your hair and grow your business or, uplift your name, my dear brother or sister, Otora, you are deceiving yourself. Raise humans, raise good people, raise people who form a larger part of the society and, be a reflection of you. Like the other night we were talking, I was asking the lady that, do you consider yourself a reasonable member of the society? I mean, she didn't really answer the question, but it's fine. If you can say, well, the way I am like this, so this is the way I want my children to come out and play in the society, then you have done a good job. But if you raise children that you be afraid that they won't cope wherever they go to because of, dysfunctionality in their behavior, well, I'm sorry, you don't want to hear it, but you have failed. So for me, boy or girl, raise them right. Now, person born Okonjo Weala, that's a lady. If now priority won't give the gender now, that's a female man because she occupy very big and important position. And we don't see boy where we say, now in Papa house, you see they stay at 40. And the other way around. I mean, just do the right thing by your children. You don't have nothing to worry about. That's my take.
Because some people go born Okpala go turn to Ada.
Yeah.
I be chai, I know they see. Some go born Ada go turn Okpala. A lot of governors are going through this right now. Their Okpala don't turn Ada. Some Okpala don't turn Achalugo. I know you mention the governors' names.
The other lady, the one that came on your show the other time, they didn't want to talk about the thingy here, but I don't have no job that restricts me from saying things about this gender sensitivity thing. But let's be a little civil. Let our community people, I still tell you, and I believe sincerely within my reasonable mind that it's a mental dysfunction. How can
I want to ask you a question, Wale. If your daughter says she won't become man, what you go do?
No, dear, I don't want to say it in English.
As in, waiting go happen. Waiting you fit do. You know if you do anything, you go just vex. No.
No, you go one to start with, but you know say you go need to come over here, come here as the last name first.
Why? Chichi Obama, make I ask you one question. If your pikin become agege, wetin you go do? You go disown am. Woman no fit disown pikin. Na only you go disown your pikin. Your mama, your wife no go disown am. She go just dey cry, dey beg am. But
mama na agege. My agege.
The mama no be agege now.
Okay, we'll start from there.
See, let me tell you something, Samaria. God forbid, nobody prays for this kind of thing. But look at all those big governors, where their son don't turn achalugo.
They were busy chasing politics that they phrase.
Now two different governors from one state now. Two different governors from the same state now.
Thank you, Sama baby.
Nature has a way of paying people back, and they were busy chasing.
Chichi Obama, but let's just imagine that, okay, you marry normal man, the guy and come become governor. Chichi, you go buy a phone. No?
I said this the other time. You have to start it early. If you don't start it early, it's going to eventually grow and they will outgrow you. Because that's why I said, I remember when I did mention a friend of mine whose son would fall when he was a kid and who would act like a baby. And let's say when they are playing and he falls and I rush to pick him up, she'd be like, no, leave him alone. Get up. Julius, get up. You know, like, you're a man. No, he's a boy. Get up. You know, I see all those things all those little things she was doing, and it makes sense, you know. Even when he tries to act or talk or, you know, little things that kids do, she will kind of like put him straight. And those things make sense to me. So you have to start. If you don't pay attention as a parent and you think it's all about chasing the paper or you're busy chasing the public, not paying attention to your kids, they'll end up training themselves. So you have to. And I must tell you, for example,
I understand. We are not talking about prevention now.
So many friends, so many people I know here that are nurses, their parents, we are all nurses. You will see that either their mom or their dad.
Okay, so what about these two governors that are normal, but their main child don't turn achalugo? I want to ask you, they were not now. See, let's be honest. Some of our children go become agege with this agege culture where we get for this world. So my question is, if now your pikin, what thing you go do? Chichi Obama.
I'm not doing anything. No. My own not to stay the correct, show you the right place.
Chichi Obama, what thing you go do if your pikin turn agege?
My own, I don't know. I think there's nothing. Not something you will pick who you are.
Waiting do Chichi Obama network. Chichi, go and come back. We can't hear anything. We know they hear you at all. We can't hear you. We can't hear you at all. Your network is bad.
I can hear you, but you can't hear me.
Okay, now we can hear you. Oh, yeah, talk. Just when we begin hear him, she can't go.
Yeah.
Mongbo.
The thing about, it's unimaginable, but it's not about even it being imaginable or not. How have you raised your child? I have kids that I'm telling about what the Quran says. I have children that I almost sing into their ear almost every morning. This is who you are. This is how it works. Just like I told you on my birthday, I have a lot of people around in the house. My friends' kids with my daughter, they went drawing rainbow on the board in their room. And for some reason, I went to the room and said, what's going on here? Oh, he said, Daddy, look at what we just did. I said, oh, that's beautiful. But of course, because I know the intonation based on where we live. I explained to them that, okay, well, this is nice, but it's got nothing to do with none of you. And what? Girls are supposed to be attracted to girls, to boys, and boys be attracted to girls. I explained it in clear and simple terms. Even though it might look like, is it not too early to talk about it? But it's not. Because it's important to know that the letter community thing is an agenda. As they are pushing it, we are pushing it. In Target, they have a section whereby you will see rainbow stuff. So now it is your own duty. It's like you breathing, since you have already had these little ones, to teach them about who they are early enough. Back it up with scripture. Make them understand it. Your father and mother are together because they understand that this is the way to go. But it's not the other way around. You cannot. How? So if having done all these things, I mean, I don't see it happening though, because I feel that, Baba, a ton of the times, people who just come out randomly and do things is people who do not really know who they are. They don't really like, the pedigree is not there. They cannot really identify. But now somebody has showed them small love. Now they are thinking, okay, well, maybe, well, perhaps, because I've had a chance to talk to somebody whom says is a gay boy. A matter of fact, was my client. And after we done whatever we did together in business, he was so impressed that he invited me out for a dinner. And in my mind, normal appreciation. And he started saying some other things. And I told him straight up, I said, look, I hope you don't try this again. That's why, because I'm, gonna be civil. But the other time, you won't like what's gonna happen. And he said, oh, I sorry, but he just felt like, you must have people like this in your corner. I said, it don't matter. So now look at him. When I heard his whole story, this was a guy that was left with a lot of stuff at the age of 11. He was living with people. They raised him. But they infused all kind of things in him. He's confused. It's like a tree. A tree does not know. A tree is existing because the root is still in the soil. Once it gets cut off, the tree dries off. But humans are not like that. Humans are people to guide them, the father, the mother, the ideals, the history, where we came from, how things have been done. And no matter how much time my children live out here, even despite being born out here, no, they are not from here. They may be born here. They can say, okay, well, naturally they claim United States citizenship, but well, no, they are from Yoruba land, Lagos precisely. And all these things are gonna be told to them. So Baba, they may call Sherueri, Imboloti, and there will not be no room for you to see. You see, also this job is not a job of I'm just raising children. It has to be from the fundamentals, from the somebody who never really catered for their children, who never looked back, who never saw what was going on with them, never looked at what kind of school, what kind of company they kept, and the kid is now 21 or 20 something, and is talking about this. Well, don't be surprised. You should be waiting for this anyways.
Well, regardless, a child is a child. If that one decides to go that route tomorrow, good luck with you, baby. As long as you're not doing it under 18. After 18 years, if that's the point you still would not go to, good luck with you.
Because whether
That's
una
it.
like am or not, now one of the problems we una go face as we did that America be that too. Even Elon Musk, as rich as he is, in Pikin turn agege o.
Baba, he said that money will take. Are we gonna rate money and pedigree side by side? Baba, when some people get money reach level where they dey, I go tell you say they go fail as a father. I go tell you say they go fail. See, somebody was talking about a successful man, and that's a generic word. How can you use successful like successful? That's like a canopy word to say. Now I said, what do I need him to say? I said, tell us if he's a successful businessman, a successful academician, whatever he does. But if he's a successful man, it means that this man has been is successful in all ramifications of life. No, he's not. But I'm gonna tell you what, if you're really good and big in science thing, something you will fail in. You want chase money, you want position, you want them all that bad, you cannot cater for home. You cannot instill discipline and ideals. You have business meetings to do in China, Hong Kong. And you can't rent nobody to train your children. Just like I said again, people were trusting that when the current government gets in, it's gonna help cancel the agenda of letter community. I said, well, you guys are just goofing around because it is your job to make sure your children understand who they are and how they can go about life, rather than waiting on the government that's gonna be for 4 years. But now they got the biggest surprise of their life. Today now, on this road that I'm driving, they said it's more than 100 cruisers with ICE officials getting people out of town. But don't let me digress. What I'm saying in essence is that this is your personal duty. In fact, I think the job is harder for people living in America or the UK, or let's say Western world generally, because that's where the thing is popular. Baba, if I be billionaire for Qatar, my child go ever think for a life say where do you want talk again for? Where the idea they come from? Who be partner in Gigi?
Ofure, over to you.
Hey everyone, good evening.
Good evening.
I think I agree with our brother Wally about what he has said. I forbid it in the name of Jesus.
I beg, leave Jesus. You're waiting concern Jesus with Agege.
Are you free? Yeah, this thing is demonic, I swear.
Forget demonic. Waiting concern Jesus. You think say if you're picking Agege, you go call Jesus. Jesus will answer you.
You can answer me for that one.
How? First of all, Jesus no even exist. No even go there.
I'm just poking you.
No poke me. No, leave all these things. You see, enough you walk. See, I understand upbringing. Listen, I understand upbringing. I understand reinforcement. But when you fail as a parent, see, let me explain something to you. Wale, don't they put them inside in Pikin head from small. Say, Baba, if you be Agege, I go buy you new. You understand? Samaria too. You know, go just leave your Pikin. You get the way you go leave your Pikin. And one of the worst things to do is the American way. You know, if you talk, if you get the way you go beat your Pikin or talk to Pikin. Baba, me and my son and my children are cool, but they fear me. That fear, they good. Abroad children know they fear their papa and mama.
Yeah, for the contrary, my mama dey around now. Most times, my mama tell me, say, wife is the ones to say, I will call your father. Everywhere will scatter. I say, yes. In as much as I be there, we will play anyhow. But Baba, there must still be that discipline in knowing your position. My children are not my friends. I love them to whatever length, I will make sure they have whatever they can have. But the position they defined.
Somebody say, Omas ABB says, would your father, the good doctor, tolerate it? My father will not tolerate it. But you see, the thing we did this life, be say, my papa no go fit do anything. Because he reach age where you don't stand up. You don't talk past your papa. You know they collect money from them. You understand what I tell you? There's nothing I want to be now that I cannot be. If to say I won't become a Agege tomorrow, they're not going to even call me talk about them because I don't show them where we say I know well. I did hear you.
I want you to please quickly do something before you go that direction. Remember, you told me something that fundamentally who you are today, it was the formation of how you were raised.
Yeah.
And those, baptismal of fire, the Ikola and all that stuff. So, you see, a lot of things you're doing today, you did have the drive to be successful. You had the drive to be someone and do all these things you're doing within the manifestation of positivity. There is no way on earth, even that you had a situation that was really tough, especially with marriage, you still bounce back. That's a victor. That's somebody who is straight in terms of the head thinking right. So, Baba, you cannot have conceived or would never have conceived, or even in the future, don't be at what age, say now 50 something, you won't conceive again. So, Baba, if that's what it be, once people don't know who they are, Baba, the people where imam and pastors they speak for their hand. You know why? Not because of lack of knowledge of who they are. Because I will ask you, me while they call me, open the verse of the Quran where them is saying because you'll be a farm. You know, I'm just trying to make you understand how raising children from the beat and telling them things. I mean, of course, unfortunately, parents today don't even know as much. Anyways, anywhere Belefe is kind of parent.
Another reason I don't know to get his meat. His fish or steak. Which one is he? Chicken he has come to get or good meat?
That's in our mental illness, I swear. Because I can't even.
Well, it just, I mean, we call it mental illness, but people have their preferences. You know, the same way most people just like to sneak people's undies and they're fine. You know, some just like to view, they don't want to do it. Some just want to like buy the person when they are done doing it, like the female spider would behave. Some cannot get that this thing until they don't buy it. It's just that's the way it is. But it is what it is, right? That's what I'm saying. It is what it is. But the question I have for Brother Wale is this. Why is it that it is an abomination when men practice it, yeah, amongst themselves? But men, okay, let me just use it in clear terms. Men would love to see women do it, yeah? But then they don't want to see their fellow men do it. Why?
So I'm sorry. I knew you asked something, but it was in and out where you said something about men and.
I'm saying that why is it that men do not have a problem when they see women do this? Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Like,
I don't want to say.
Yeah.
Oh, like women do them, you know. But then they have a problem when they see men do them.
Oh well, I mean, Sama, to be, very, very objective with you. I must let you know that it's kind of school of thought that I, belong to. I don't think it's right for a woman and woman or a man and man. So I never condone it. I never had to deal with it. But one thing for sure is that you will see the society applaud you for going astray because it don't bother them or it's not affecting them. Just like Yoruba people will say again, see the Baba Jetoni the Londa. When they do whoa, what does that mean? When someone is acting like a lunatic, the society will laugh at what they are doing and they are jumping up and down, putting rags around. But they don't pray to have such kid, right? So an observation from afar by people who think, okay, this one said they are girl to girl. Now, for boy to boy, if it concerns them, it's like, why would we today in America, we're talking about 60% of the men being incarcerated, and they lost another 15% to letter community. The sound of that is telling us that it's a loss rather than a gain, right? So, a woman that says...
Your comments. Sorry, I read the comment section.
What did they say?
They are sitting there.
I'm driving, but I don't think I can... So, well, let me just make this thought. So, A woman that says she's doing, girl to girl, I can tell you, if you see correct Bola, she will still, concede.
No, they know they like Camo.
Baba, am I worried? Yeah. Ibi tí gbogbo ìwà burúkú tọ́dọ̀ máa ń jí tó parí sí Amẹ́ríkà yìí ni. Oríṣiríṣi láti rí, oríṣiríṣi láti ṣe, but ẹ ṣáà má jà sọ kankan for the purpose of, Now, you see, when a man goes and says, Ontidi, Adodi, it's a problem. You will wonder in
I
your
just feel
mind.
like it's not good, like you said. It's still don't understand. But men would rather watch their women go for women. But then they wouldn't want to hear that
A woman go for a woman?
Most men would prefer their women go for women. To them, it's fun. To them, they want to see, they want to hear about it. In fact, they want you to even practice it. But then it becomes an abomination when the reverse, is the case.
I don't know kind of men that will let their wives or women or girlfriend.
Maybe right now, maybe you're married, but I bet you at the time you were single, the majority of the men had observed and watched things like that, and they loved it. To them, it's fun.
No, Sama, don't get me wrong. I think it gave a little explanation
Fish.
on that. I said it for fun of it, for someone to watch. It's okay. Not okay, really, but because it's inconsequential. It's none of my business. I know I'm not gonna be with you. Last, the only thing where they want are fake. And if the whole fake thing includes you playing with another girl, that's your problem.
Double quick.
You understand what I'm saying? It's not affecting my goal.
I still watched it last weekend. See, that's the thing. And then there you are when you go to all these S clubs, right? People like, oh, cool, let's go to the ladies' S club. But then when you be like, okay, let's go to the male S clubs. They're like, why would I go to tell with my fellow man? Really?
I mean, it's irritating. Why would I see a man jumping on the pool? Why would I want a man to carry his drive behind and come at me? Okay, let me tell you something.
It's like me watching Wale when there's all free.
Sama, do you know that when I go to gentlemen's club, I don't let them twerk on me? You know why? I be that kind of guy who believe, say, some kind of juice go drop on my trouser and I go use it and pray. I go use it and pray, whether the next day or whenever. So I know they allow nobody, do nothing on me. So now, down are girls with fat behind and good stuff. But now, imagine say I can't see one idiot where TDS there. So, it's disgusting. God didn't even create us to be attracted to our kinds. God did not create it that way. So he even works with the brain. Because when you when you see big, somebody woman will get big behind, and enough jokes, you get the way where you go look and say, ooh, she turned your head. So how you go see one way they don't want to talk about it? Even it's imitating. So you gotta know it's connected with the mental part. That's why I tell you from the beginning, say that mental dysfunction.
It is 100%. Well.
Okay, ladies here, would you like to see something like that?
What for the bad thing?
Oh, okay.
Oh, there you go.
No, we're not saying. Don't let us think. Don't let them make the agenda make us look like we're going cuckoo. No, we're not. The nature has it set up. Why God don't create Abel and Abel?
Or Adam and Eve.
Finish.
Okay, let me say this again for the purpose of education. There's no way I'm gonna do number 2 like the other old. I'm never gonna do it. I believe in my head saying that poop they come out of here, I don't feel stick my
Hey, calm down.
So you know if you use Sim too. That You don't say you know they get anything that will stick in bola inside. That fight.
Go everywhere. Not be fine, they call on Samaya.
You know, I don't even know how they do that thing because even at hospital, right? You see that place.
Someone they don't block my exit.
If you won't put medication there, where we say you go put hand inside. No matter how.
I know. Yeah, I'm not changing. I don't want to hear all these things.
Yeah, you brought this topic, so we have to finish it.
No. My mouth no good. I go enter where I no go like. So don't leave this particular topic.
Ew. No. This topic is broad. Yeah, very broad.
It is
So, Offrey,
when you see men,
have you ever dated a girl before?
Another place.
No,
Now just
in our church here now, babe.
As you don't talk to the thing, they wide.
Sorry? No, I said it's wild.
He said it's broad, the conversation.
The conversation is
The
broad.
topic. Sorry, the topic.
Go carry us go where we don't want to go, and we self no want enter trouble. We waiting for you because now social media people don't like to check the book. You see, so but that's one thing I like Trump for. I'm not gonna lie. Kind of brought sanity to that part of America a little bit because these ways not the kind of they enter school before. Go carry your Pikin go school. They're going to help you. They brainwash your Pikin.
You're talking about brainwash. You're talking about school. Don't you see it on the? Don't you see it on the TV on those channels?
To my daughter's school. So, like I said again, maybe we should not downplay this message and battle pass. This is an agenda, and you know what an agenda is. They want to make sure it manifests. Alright? Now, of course, it's taking good shape right now. But you said must get your own plans against this agenda. And how do you do it? See, okay, my daughter teacher. Now, other folks, you know the kind of folk. Anything other folk is the one other than me, my color. Right. So, in the time my daughter say, "Oh, you're smart. You know you can do better when you have people who share your kind of mindset." My daughter come out and tell me, teacher, they tell her, I say, which mindset to start with? First thing when I go ask her now, I say, it is weird for my house when I ask my children, who are you? Because my father did the same to me. My father would tell me, tell them your first name and last name, then thereafter you can begin to talk about who your father is. Maybe it will open doors for you. But say who you are first. So my children go answer. Then the next thing I'm going to say, then who are the people that have the same mindset other than the ones we have in this house? Because by now you still be baby for this house. And he said, no, maybe people who can pass their exams and all that. I said, okay, cool. Now I drive and go to school. I said, can I see you? As soon as I reach the class, I know that I will. He get that flag, that rainbow thing.
I agree with you.
Say, can I have my kid transferred to another class in the same grade? He said, oh, we only have 2 and it's still getting on. I said, okay, now, if we can't do that, can you please exclude that from the discussion of these people of the same mindsets?
Right.
What about it? I said, we are Muslims. We don't eat pork. We don't like people that are kind. We are attracted to. She's a baby. You know, say when you don't talk things where they don't like, you don't begin to appeal. By the time I step outside, my voice you don't raise the call already. And the principal come out.
They have a board of directors. They will walk up on the stage with their flag, with their everything, looking like that, telling us things, and you just be like, okay. I just be like, okay. I mean, what can you do about it? These people are the top directors, the board. Like, when I mean board, they mean the board.
Sama?
I'm just being like, okay, it is what it is.
I thank God. This is not one of the beautiful things about Nigeria. Nobody go carry and can't give you.
If I get it,
one of the beautiful things about Nigeria is that they won't show it to your face like they show it to our faces here. That's it. Because why on earth would somebody who is a director and the rest of them? I mean, you know what? Let's not even go into that. It is what it is. Let them just do them.
This thing,
Yeah.
you said something to me the other night, and I believe it is the same on your end.
Mm-hmm.
There are certain things, I see how you take care of your family. And I know, say, they take play one leg or you go fall for anybody when it's needed. Now, how in a your daughter cannot conceive the idea of wanting why, where. That's the way they sit down with us for live show, where we analyze the real life issues. Now, education be that. As little as baby freeze, the guy they tap things in a year, he go to tap on the brain about life. Now, where not to go and where, Baba, I said something to some of my folks. I said, even that I had the chance and opportunity to do a lot, I didn't try some things as a young adult. Not because I couldn't have to have the experience, but I didn't want to cross the line and be traumatized. It gets some women today.
Let me ask you the question someone asked on comment section.
Okay.
Oh, that's where you're going. Oh, okay, that's why you're here. Because you had to ask a question. That was your question. Okay, you asking me
ask him. Ask Wale. No, you go ahead. Somebody ask him.
No, you go ahead and ask. Since it was you that typed it, so go ahead and ask him.
It'll sound better when it comes from a lady. So,
no, you're already here. Just go ahead and ask.
Ladies first kind of thing. Daddy Freeze, how you doing?
Very well, thank you.
I just wanted to ask Wale. So, Wale, I want to put you in a hot seat.
In a hot seat.
Okay. Would you, if you were single, right? Please do not answer this question as a married man. But if you were single, would you reject a threesome with two women? No, I won't. So, but do you understand that before you got it? Do you understand that those two women are considered bisexual?
Agege. We know they use all these strong things.
Okay. So they considered agege, right? So would you also not think that? So for me, right? For me, I just feel like, well, let me start from the beginning, going based off of that freeze topic. Because I'm in the healthcare system, I always pray for a healthy child. Okay, because you pray for a boy, God forbid, and God gives you a boy, right? And the boy comes out as
becomes a girl.
No, not even a girl.
It comes out autistic or Down syndrome.
Autistic or Down syndrome and all that stuff. You ask for a child, right? And you ask for a male child. Well, guess what? God has given you a male child, and then you get not a complete, quote unquote, male child. So for me, honestly, the first thing is I pray for a healthy child, right? That's the number one part. I personally have a girl right now, but if I want to have another child, I want to have another girl. I don't want boys, but that's me. So nobody should beat me up for my own preferences. That's my preference, right? But that also is because of the kind of bond that I have with my daughter. You know what I mean? I said something to someone today earlier. I said, our parents and our culture did very well with certain things, but they also failed us in certain things. And some of these things they put into our head that you have to have a boy to continue your name. Let me submit to you guys that if I die today, my body is not going to move in the grave for how my children share my properties, or if somebody's carrying my last name. I wouldn't care, right? I'm just not going to care because I'm gone. So for me, while I try to understand sometimes why certain cultures want to beat up that whole boy thing, to carry a last name, when 2025, there are women that never give up their last names. That's number one. Number two is there are actually women that handle properties and other things better than the men in the family. You understand what I'm saying? So
that's right.
We've seen these things slowly change as people are more willing and open to different, school of thoughts, rather than the things that they showed us growing up. You understand what I'm saying? So now, with that being said, let's now move forward to
the part that Daddy Freeze said. Daddy Freeze was giving an example of governors and all that stuff where their children. Daddy Freeze, let me submit to you that those kids are likely to come out on the other side than children from maybe me, you, Samaria, or Wale. And I'll tell you why. Most of those kids are raised by their nannies to start with. Most of those kids are raised by their house girls and daddy, I wanted to go and meet you. We go, yeah, so you know, can come, go and bring chocolate. Go and, rather than you monitoring and spending, those guys are busy chasing money. They're busy chasing names. They're busy chasing, prestige. Those guys, they're nothing but providers. Daddy Freeze, if we really want to call them really what they are providers. But a provider is not synonymous to a good parent.
Of course.
Because you picking up your child from school and looking at your child dead in the face and saying what happened in school today is different from your driver picking up your child every single day. So for me, those kids that you're giving an example of, they're very likely to actually come out on that side. They've never had a chance to open up to anybody. Let me see. I'm sorry. Comment section is coming.
And environment too. Most of them didn't even grow up back home. They grew up overseas.
Exactly. You understand what I'm saying? They never really had that, one-on-one parental scrutiny, if you want to put it that way. I pick up my daughter from school, and the first thing I'm asking her is, what's the tea? What happened in school today? Who was stubborn in class? Those little things will give you an insight to where your children can, first of all, open up and tell you stuff. So Daddy Freeze, I just want to mention to you that, those guys that you were using as an example, they are very likely that their children may come out on that side, unfortunately.
But both of them are from the same state. So is it that the Catholic Church or what that particular state? There are many there.
No.
But I'm not saying it. I
don't think it's got nothing to do with
there are times. There are times that indeed to correct your child, you end up pushing them away.
Was spot on with, and I mentioned it too earlier. Baba, oftentimes, see, I get one uncle, Uncle Lai. Now, Italy, Uncle Lai goes school. My papa don't go school for Italy, and I hear my papa go school. Now, when University of Ife, OAU was University of Ife, my papa go. My papa know to understand some things, and he don't even get time. Uncle Lai, he don't get civilized world. He get where he give his children space and over freedom. Those ones they do many things where I never do, even when we say engagement. Now the kind of exam way that Japanese they give. Rich people we be saying our fame, money and title and status they chase, their children will likely feel with that. You know why? Because
do you know that in today's world, I would rather have an opposite gender nanny. Like let's say I have a boy at home. I would prefer have a female nanny than having. Yeah.
Even at that, you cannot trust a stranger. Anybody other than the father or
no, but I'm just saying. Let's just say in the event that you have to have somebody. Okay. You know how some people be like, oh, I have a girl. Why do I need to bring in, like I have girls, I'm trying to protect them. I mean, I don't know. It's not, none of them is good. But I'm just saying.
Tamara, I have a quick question. I have a quick question for you, if you don't mind. So when you say the opposite gender, do you mean a male or a female nanny?
That's what I'm saying. Let's say I have a grown-up, let's say I have a 10-year-old boy at home. Okay? I would rather employ a female nanny.
Samara,
10-year-old boy with a female nanny.
Let me stand up.
No, the 10-year-old boy is not dating himself.
No, Samara, let me stand up.
He's not dating himself. If you have to make food for him and things like that, I think with what is going in this aspect now. Okay, so you would prefer I go and bring a male nanny?
No. Let me break something down. I hear what you're saying. But Samara, let us be honest. This might shake many people's feathers, right? This might ruffle many feathers. But
it depends on location too. Don't get me wrong. Sorry, it depends on location.
Let me say it anyway. Hold on. Let me say it anyway. Most young women, even in Nigeria, growing up, around our era were first touched by their house girls.
Yeah, we know. We know.
Okay, let's just throw that out there, and let's not pretend as if it's just that back then Nigeria was not known to really call out pedophiles and all that stuff. Most kids, their first sexual experience was with their house girls.
I know.
So would you say it's safe? For me, honestly, my opinion will be
I
that
think it depends on the location. If
no,
it's over, I know that a 10-year-old does not need a nanny.
If you're too busy, you see, Samaria, and I was saying something earlier. I didn't want to go too deep because again, people are very sensitive. But remember, I said our culture and our parents did very well in some aspects, but they failed us in some aspects. The aspects of the fact that you have to force yourself into marriage, even if you are miserable, our parents failed us. Okay, pressure, family pressure, cultural pressure, they failed us. That's number one. The second one is why you born only one Pikin? And if something happens to that Pikin, why you not born 3, 4, 5?
Then
Now you give birth to those 3, 4, 5 children. You're so busy working that you don't even have time for the children. So now you're forced to have a nanny or a houseboy, and this houseboy and these nannies are touching these kids left and right. You see what I'm saying? So for me, this is my honest opinion. If you're too busy, right? Just have one child. If that's all you can concentrate on, just have one child. You don't have to be culturally influenced or, forced into having 3, 4 children that you don't even have time to get it to. Now you have to get the support from nanny and all that stuff. And then these nannies are there just, doing stuff to these kids. It's so funny. I'm surprised many people agreed with me when I just said it, but we all grew up in Nigeria. And we all know what these nannies do.
I heard stories like that.
Yeah, Samaria, it's disgusting in Nigeria. But again, Nigeria is just not a country that really calls out pedophiles in that sense.
Hey, we can't use this word, so hey, brother,
I didn't know. Okay, so what do you use for like? Okay, I guess people that like.
Make we even begin end before I enter trouble.
Yeah, okay, sorry about that. So
make we just end now.
So, no worry, we're good. So, all these things, you have to also put those things in check while you're having children. That it's not by force to go have 3, 4, 5 just to say, oh, you're capable. How many can you really monitor? How many can you take care of? And how many can you fully be in their life? So all these things also matter to me. Like, you have to be careful with those things while you're being a parent, to be honest. That's the way I feel. So it's a tough call. That's why as a child, you shouldn't be having children. If you're not ready, you shouldn't be having children. As an irresponsible person yourself, you also shouldn't be having children, regardless of your age.
That's right.
That's you shouldn't say, oh, I'm 30 now is the time, I got to go do it. Well, are you even responsible to take care of yourself? Now you're bringing an innocent child into the world where everything is just messed up. You have to be careful with those things. And if many people can honestly put these things into perspective, I feel like we're going to start, building up more good citizens, right? Many people will tell you how they've never even seen their parents show affection. Many kids will tell you how, oh, daddy has traveled for long and I haven't seen daddy for a long time. Like, all those things, it really affects children. So these kids are independently growing, if you want to put it that way, and is it really good for children? No. Wale said something that I 100% agree with. There are certain things you put into your children. My mom is not alive right now, right? She's gone. But there are many things that I still won't do or touch because I feel like she'll be disappointed with me. She's not even here. I don't know if you get where I'm going with this. She's not even here. And in a country like America, you're easily influenced by many things. There are boys doing all kind of stuff, just fast money, all that stuff. If I remember what my mom still will say while she's here, that alone just keeps me away. So it's true that there are certain things you inculcate into your children, that helps them with the growth. But honestly, when you're busy chasing money, yes, you're successful. Yes, you have nice cars in your garage, but are you a good parent?
The most important. What is the essence of having those things? Meanwhile, the major thing is missing.
Exactly. That's why I said those guys are providers, they're not really good parents. There's a huge
That's
difference. A poor man can be a perfect parent, and a rich man can be a horrible parent. So at the end of the day, it is how much time you give to these children.
Nigerian Lebanese, poverty is not synonymous as to being straight. But
No, it's not.
It all depends on. I do understand that. that. And see, bro, there is a lot of discrepancies in what you have said and what I believe in and what I've said earlier. But my own, I think, you won't be parents. Now, think, now 3, you get capacity. Now, make sure, say, you even deal within bracket of 2. So you can give. I was telling my friend, I left my friend home now to be coming here. So when we got talking, he was asking me a question about 12, 13 years ago. I said, I said, before even venturing into marriage, I said that if I cannot give at least the gap, like the level with which my parents raised me, it's not a deal. At least. And now, what's the least we're looking at? I did not attend a local primary school. I grew up in Victoria Island, Lagos. At least. Now, you see the kind of talking about raising the bar higher sometimes. Now, I know I could do better, but if na final level be that, it not be lesser than those people, what they did to me. Now, that's knowing you are ready. Now, mentally, what is in your head? We should not run away from our capabilities and our, what do you call it? Ineffectiveness. Do you think you really can, commandeer a ship with people who are looking up to you? You will be saying, say naturally they ask you this thing, or you're faced with this situation of life, you go fidget or you go begin there all over the place. Now you're not fit to be a parent. I'm sorry. I'm not even trying to make it look like some people are better. I've seen situations. Someone ask him, I tell that the freeze one thing. My child they ask me, say, rainbow waiting they cause out. One day, I say where may I come from? They say when rain they fall, a lion they born. Now they cause rainbow. My daughter laugh. Yeah, I know they be told them different. I know what exactly causes rainbow, but I wanted her to see it differently. Now knowledge. You see, example now they give. It goes further. It goes on and on and on. They go ask you questions about, okay, so daddy and mommy, so how do you make us? Now, at that stage in time, you won't begin to explain sexuality to a Pikin of 10-year-old. No. You gotta have a way to place it. It goes on. Finances go come in. How you want manager? You way you know if you do without going to club every Friday to Sunday. Now, real reality go come. Children they resume school now. Thousands of dollars will come out of pockets. But you don't use your money, who can finish. Hey, how are you?
Wait, no, they come for us.
Daddy. No. The hookah is regardless. Guys,
No, they come for us. No, but I get
so
what
it's and you know one thing, Najaleban is when children in their initial home don't get the love they want or they should get, when it's being showed to them side, whatever pattern operates in those homes, they think is okay.
Right. I agree.
In that kind of home, if the father, person where they bemu yoku, then you begin to look at it. Even despite that you stay straight, but set your priorities. Not be money, be everything. Not just about planning, about knowing how they lay them out. My friend told me one thing someday. He said that when you do it the hard way, it's not the right way. If it's hard, if you got they hard, it not be the right way. Some things they're asking, yes. But know how you do. Nothing way with the experience for today's world will never happen.
Wale, I will say one thing. Another thing that would help our society, and I'm speaking solely as a Nigerian, okay? Another thing that will help our society is the moment we'll stop seeing having many kids as a societal need or a cultural need, rather than as a full-time job, right? Maybe we'll do better. And the reason why I'm saying this goes back to what I said earlier. In most families, in most homes, it is not even okay by the parents or the grandparents to hear that that you spent all this money on wedding and you only decided to have one child. You understand what I'm saying? Is something wrong? Like, they start putting all this pressure on you and all that stuff. Meanwhile, maybe that's really all you can take care of at that point in time. But then they start thinking, okay, let's not put pressure on him. Maybe the man now, the family will start telling him to go pick another woman to have more children. Maybe they think it's the woman that has issues. But all these things, they're not. Look, do what you know you're capable of doing and what will make you raise kids that will eventually become leaders. Not half of the country poor, half of the country lazy, half of the country with no direction. And then people are wondering why half of Nigeria is upset and always angry. You go inside traffic, everybody's angry, everybody's this. It's like, what is going on in the country? A lot of people didn't even have directions growing up. So now they are grown and they have to figure it out for themselves.
I didn't know we have that much population until I looked it up the other day.
Anyway, guys,
Nigeria?
when I came onto this live, I was exhausted, but I'm enjoying the conversation. But I need that rest so I can be strong. So Sama baby can be looking at me as a strong man.
Me too.
Wale, Niger Lebanese, thank you so much for the conversation. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed it. Wale Baba, aka Boda Wale.
Nice one. Wale, nice one. All right.